Hi, my name is Sean Fader, and we are here at Satellite Art Fair with Performances Alive, and the piece that I just performed is called Yass Gaga, Slay Mama.
Yass Gaga! Yes, Mama!
I think that in a lot of ways my practice is post-photography, right? It uses photography and thinks about photography, but it in and of itself isn't photography, right? I grew up as a performer and a photographer, and those are really separate for me. And so as time has passed, those things have threaded together. And I think a lot about how our relationship to photography has changed and how we've begun to perform for a camera, whether one is there or not. I think it's hard for us to imagine a world where we're not being photographed all the time, and now we feel the outside imagined photographer 24 hours a day, and we're consistently performing for that imagined camera. I go out in the world and make work. My background in performance and musical theater, the thing I always loved about it was collaboration. So for me, sitting in my studio making work, I'm like, I want someone to play with me. And I like to play with strangers. My mother failed in convincing me not to talk to strangers because I like to play with them.
Slay, Mama!
My space of making is IRL and the virtual and not a studio. That is my home turf. My life and my art have fused together and are just one thing. I've tried to pry them apart. I make bad art if I pry them apart. I find social media exciting, especially right now, because I can mine it. I can see how millions of people are imaging themselves. I can see how the choices that millions of people are making. And you can see trends, and in some ways we're a bit post-identity politics too, but that actually means that now our identities are so threaded into these other things that almost the identity politic turns into that we're getting to shape what those are. I guess an identity politic is, I've been told by the world I'm gay, and so I see the world from a specific positionality, and I see that as a place to generate work from. It's not so much you're gay, so now, you see the world from this way, and you're supposed to dress like this and act like this and like these things, right? I think because we now have been able to photograph ourselves, document ourselves, put it into social media, have started to be able to be the people who are shaping that. I want to think about social media as a place to revolt against being told what we're supposed to be by others. So I was really interested in these viral videos that were put on YouTube by Johnny Versace. He's actually out of Brooklyn. He would chase Lady Gaga around and take videos of her sort of like walking out of the door. There's a really great one of her like in an SUV pulling out of like a parking lot, you know, and he's just like, Yass Gaga, slay mama, oh you look so good, oh my God. And it's just like, it's so celebratory, it's so positive, and it's so like loving in this like really sincere and amazing way. And they sort of went really viral, and so I've just been thinking about them a lot. And the sort of idea of this like really positive, queer, celebratory voice and what it sounds like. Anytime I do pieces like this, performance work at all, you don't know how anyone's gonna take it or react in the room. It is always a surprise to me as much as it is to anyone else what the hell happens, right? I think relinquishing control and seeing what happens for me is scary, but it's also about learning. I learn about a lot of things through making. It's a really selfish way to make, but I'm comfortable with that.